Messing today, this morning, messing this evening, trying to get used to this electric banjo. Not sure how Pete Seeger would take me. He might chop the wires, as well as a kind of a false rumour that he did in Newport Folk Festival. Bob Dylan decided to go electric. Anyway, I have this long like electric D-ring crossfire banjo for a while. Kathleen said if you don't play it soon, you're going to have to put it on eBay or Banjo Hangout for sale or something. Good evening anyway, folks, and welcome aboard. And more songs, more stories, some fun. New song written by Tommy Makem this time, and just before I forget it, next weekend is going to be on Friday, our live streaming series, episode 84, because we're invited to a wedding on Saturday. And so we're going to go out on Friday night. You can suggest yourselves, folks. We can, I suppose, pre-record it if we really wanted to, but I like when there's live banter between you all. And what do you think, Kathleen?
I think it's nice.
Go Friday?
I think so.
Friday
I think, yeah.
If
everyone agrees with it, I think it's good.
Votes out there. Anyway, this one is a song called The Land I Love So Well. Tommy Makem wrote this on a plane journey from Ireland to America, or America to Ireland, I'm not sure. Inviting you all here, and our country is kind of more or less opening up fully on October 22nd, with maybe a few curfews on a few things, but we're going to see how that goes. We're very hopeful and careful, of course. Come with me and I'll take you to the land of my fathers, where wild heather mountains look out to the sea. You will find hearts as kind as the salty winds of summer, and the warm welcome waiting for you and for me. In that land of song and story, in that land where legends dwell, in that land enshrined in glory, in that land I love so well. Let your feet walk the fields where the heroes have battled for glory and honour and freedom and right, where the birds sing the praises of men who were gallant, the first in the fray and the last to take flight. In that land of song and story, in that land where legends dwell, in that land enshrined in glory, in that land I love so well. You can roam the quiet waters, forgetting all your cares. You can sing with the lark when she welcomes the morning, or hunt for the pheasant, the fox and the hare. In that land enshrined in glory, in that land where legends dwell, in that land enshrined in glory, in that land I love so well. When your bones they are weary and your mind is uneasy, the struggle with life it is taking its toll. Come with me to a green land of laughter and legend. There's rest for the body and peace for the soul. In that land of song and story, in that land where legends dwell, in that land enshrined in glory, in that land I love so well. In that land of song and story, in that land where legends dwell, in that land enshrined in glory, in that land I love so well. In that land I love so well. Send that out to my sister Anne and my brother-in-law Johnny and all the family. And it's a song I know she likes. I love that song, and particularly from the live album that I heard Tommy make him sing it in first. He just has so much life in his performances right through the years. He just had a great lilt and a great rhythm, I suppose. Anyway, Kathleen, the next one is for you. You love this song. Why? The reason I love Mullingar.
I think it reminds me when we started
what?
courting, as they say. We started going out together.
Okay.
Started dating.
Anyway, it's again many of hundreds of stories about the Irish immigrating in search of work, and sometimes they've travelled to places like London and America and Canada and Australia, and the work is hard, and it's just like a vicious circle, and sometimes it ends up, probably the money earned ends up in the till behind the bar, I suppose. And then they start another week and the whole cycle begins again. And written by a man by the name of Pat Cooksey, who lives in Germany, in Nuremberg. And we wish Pat well. He had some health issues recently, but hopefully he's doing well. I walk through the city, a stranger, in a land I can never call home. I cast a saddened ocean across me, in search of my fortune to roam. I'm weary of working and drinking, on a week's wages left in the bar. And God, it's a shame for to use a friend's name just to beg for the price of a jar. I remember that bright April morning when I left home to travel afar, but to work till you're dead for one room and a bed. It's not the reason I left Mullingar. Oh, this London's a city of heartbreak. On a Friday there's friends by the score. But when the pay is finished on Monday, a friend's not a friend anymore. For a working day seems never ending. From a shovel and pick there's no break, and when you're not working you're spending a fortune I remember that bright April morning, and I left home to travel afar, but to work till you're dead for one room and a bed, it's not the reason I left Mullingar. Now for every man here that finds fortune and comes home to tell of the tale, each morning the Broadway is crowded with many's a thousands who failed. So young men of Ireland, take warning. In London you never will find that gold at the end of the rainbow, for you might just have left it behind. I remember that bright April morning, when I left home to travel afar, but to work till you're dead for one room and a bed, it's not the reason I left Mullingar. But to work till you're dead for one room and the bed, it's not the reason I left Mullingar. For you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Rick Kelleher from the hills of old Vermont. How are you doing, Rick? Another folkie from I suppose, the stable and the inspiration of people like Pete Seeger and Woody Guthrie. And so, Rick, tell about the banjo. This one, I assume, is Kathleen?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so...
There's a few comments about it, so...
And what were they called? Positive comments?
Oh, yeah, they're... it's a bit different looking.
Yeah, so basically this is a Deering-made electric banjo, and it's got two humbucker, I think, pickups in behind the head here, and the head is tightish, but it's deadened. You can, if I turn off the amplifier, you'll hear how quiet it is. So that's the one you tell me to practice on, Kathleen, so I can put amplified headphones into my ears. And but basically, it's got this the same head as a normal banjo. It's got an absolutely beautiful neck, the nicest long neck profile I've ever played. It's just like then the action is so low, and it's it's a little different to get used to be honest. Under the bridge here we got some metal. I put a feeler gauge under it. I found that the gain on the pickup wasn't very strong, and I just there was metal shims glued onto the feet of the bridge, and I decided I'd put a whole metal piece of a feeler gauge, and it definitely improved it. And that's basically it. This is what it looks like behind. It's got a beautiful neck in it, curly maple. These are all the brackets, and it's got a normal tension hoop here, just a standard Gibson spaced tension hoop, and a 9-volt battery, 3 pickups, volume and tone. My baby. I was talking to Greg Deering about this banjo, and he said there's not many of them. I had a standard scale Deering crossbar, and I sold it and went to France, as a matter of fact. And this one, the long neck, I just love long neck banjos anyway. Rick will understand why. And I hope that gave you an inkling of what the banjo is. I like it, and the tobacco burst finish. Do you like that, Kathleen? Do you?
Yeah.
The tobacco burst finished. It's about the only thing I like about tobacco. In the meantime, we'll do a song called Donegal Danny. This is one of my favourite songs of all. And I know Cathy has just let me know that Jimmy Farrell is tuned in, and I know this is a song that Jimmy, Steer to Jimmy's Heart, and he sings a beautiful version of it himself. And it's written by Phil Coulter, and Ronnie Drew did a beautiful version. Ronnie Drew, the Dubliners. I remember the night that he came in from the wintry cold and the damp, the joint of a man in an oilskin coat, and the bundle that told he was a tramp. He stood at the bar and called a pint, and he turned and gazed at the fire. On a night like this, to be safe and dry is my one and only desire. Here comes the chorus. So here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. Then in a voice that was hushed and low, he said, listen, I'll tell you a tale of a man of the sea became a man of the roads, and evermore will set sail. I fished out of Howth and Kelleher's, Ardglass and Baltimore, but the cruel sea has beaten me, and I'll end my days on the shore. Here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. One fateful night in the wind and the rain, we set sail from Kelleher's town. There was 5 of us from sweet Donegal, and 1 from County Down. We were fishermen who worked the sea and never counted the cost. But I never thought ere that night was done, my fine friends would all be lost. So here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. Storm it broke and drove the boat to the rocks about 10 miles from the shore. As we fought the tide, we all hoped and sighed to see our homes once more. She struck a rock and pulled the bow, and all of us knew that she'd go down. So we jumped right into the icy sea and prayed to God we wouldn't drown. By St. John's Point in the early morn, I dragged myself on the shore, and I cursed the sea for what she had done, and I vowed I'd sail her nevermore. So here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. that night I've been on the road, travelling and trying to forget that awful night I lost all my friends. I see their faces yet, and often at night when the sea is high, the rain is tearing at my skin, I hear the cries of drowning men floating over on the wind. So here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. So here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. Especially for you, Jimmy. Hope you enjoyed my version of it, because I enjoy yours. And it's great the way the songs travel right around the world and get listened to by so many folks. It's fantastic. Folk music, that's what it's all about. I'm going to do my own song this time, Moving On. And I visited occasionally, and it still makes a lot of sense to me, I suppose. And make the best of every moment is what the message is in the song, I suppose. And it's semi-autobiographical. Shouldn't have started trying to say that, Kathy. Okay. First we came into this world, dependent we were born. Our mothers nursed and nourished us for people to adorn. From a little tiny baby, we started soon to grow, alert and soon developing, our face sweet and aglow. Moving on throughout our lives to fulfill our dreams. This what living is about, at least that's what it seems. If you've contentment, health and love, well then your soul is blessed. So make the most of every moment and live life to its best. As we move on through our childhood, we continue to learn, striving for good things in life, for success we yearn. Confused and sometimes wondering what life is all about, when things that can confront us will often cast a doubt. Moving on throughout our lives to fulfill our dreams is what living is about, at least that's what it seems. If you contentment, health and love, again your soul is blessed. So make the most of every moment and live life to its best. It's you, Kathleen. It's time to find a partner to live with and to love, someone that's compatible and fits just like a glove. It's not as easy as it seems, but build on what you've got. With trust and care and honesty, you must give it your best shot. Moving on throughout our lives to fulfill our dreams is what living is about, at least that's what it seems. If you've contentment, health and love, well then your soul is blessed. So make the most of every moment, live life to its best. Soon the children come along and change your way of life. They must fit in somewhere between you and your wife. They will sometimes try and test you to your patience end. You wouldn't change a thing about them, as they've become your friends. Moving on to other lives to fulfill our dreams is what living is about, at least that's what it seems. If you've contentment, health and love, well then your soul is blessed. So make the most of every moment and live life to its best. Growing old is part of life, with this you must contend. You're given time upon this earth will reach its fated end. So do the best you can in life until you're called away. Tomorrow it may never come, so live life for today. Moving on to other lives to fulfill our dreams is what living is about, at least that's what it seems. If you've contentment, health and love, well then your soul is blessed. So make the most of every moment and live life to its best. So make the most of every moment and live life to its best. Make the most of every moment and live life to its best. I didn't think as I listen to it, I suppose it becomes more real. And I told you the story before about our daughter Emma. She was in a tattoo phase, maybe still is, not sure, and had a few tattoos done. And she came home after writing that song, maybe 2 or 3 months later, Kathleen. Yeah.
Very close to the time.
Very close to the time. I wasn't used to writing songs at the time. Still am not really. And she said, "Dad, I have something to show you," and she showed me this on her tie, and it said, "Make the most of it. Was make the best of every moment and live life to its best." Yeah. And so I don't know which way to look first, but I'm kind of chuffed that she did it. Okay, well, at the beginning of the year, you probably might have remembered, or at the end of last year, I wrote a song about our local Dripsy ambush. Took place in the 28th of January in 1921. And it was all part of the fight for freedom from British occupation. And a lot of happened in the early 1900s, including the 1916 Rising, eventually then the War of Independence, and the Civil War in 1922. And so I decided the centenary of the Dripsy ambush, Dripsy is where we reside, that I'd write a song. And as it happens, tomorrow they're having the commemoration parade, because due to COVID on the 28th of January this year, they weren't able to accomplish, probably the first time there wasn't a commemorate, well, sorry, 2020 probably, no, yeah, it's the first time there was no commemoration parade, and amazingly, and the centennial. But anyway, they're having it tomorrow, but we're not going to be there, because we're going to Kelleher with Neil and Joan for a night away, and coming back on Monday evening. So and we're going to a wedding next Saturday, so things are starting to look a little bit normal.
Hopefully.
Okay, and the Dripsy ambush, here it goes. And it's all about those who fought there, and the British had heard about the ambush, and the ambushers didn't realise it, because there was a lady called Mrs. Lindsay that gave the game away, and she was a lady of gentry, I suppose. And anyway, the song, I think, tells the story pretty much. On the 28th of January in the year of 21, the IRA were ready with uniform and gun. 'Twas a bitter Friday morning, just before daylight. Near Godfrey's Cross they gathered and waited for the fight. The British were expected and the ambush it was planned. An escape route was agreed and now the wait began. But Mrs. Lindsay knew before and gave the game away. The British, they were well prepared and now were on their way. All you who fought in Dripsy on that cold January day, some gave your lives for freedom and others got away. Your deeds will be remembered in our country's history. You brave and gallant men have helped to set old Ireland free. Mrs. Lindsay knew before, I'm on the wrong one, the local priest had warned them that the British were aware. The IRA did not believe and kept on waiting there. They saw the British coming and they knew it spelt defeat. Then the IRA commander gave the order to retreat. Many managed to escape through local field and glen. 8 IRA were captured and 2 local men. 5 were sentenced for to die by British firing squad on the 28th of February to be sent to meet their God. All you who fought in Dripsy on that cold January day, some gave your lives for freedom and others got away. Your deeds will be remembered in our country's history. Your brave and gallant men have helped to set old Ireland free. Lindsay, she was captured with her chauffeur Clark, and then were taken hostage upon the mountains dark. But Mrs. Lindsay's letter was ignored to shock the sentenced men. In Cork jail they were laid to rest, we won't see their likes again. Lindsay and her chauffeur Clark were destined for to die. The IRA, they killed them into a common grave to lie. Her body, it was disinterred and never was returned. On the night after they both were killed, our Leamount house was burned. All you who fought in Dripsy on that cold January day, some gave your lives for freedom and others got away. Your deeds will be remembered in our country's history. Your brave and gallant men have helped to set old Ireland free. You brave and gallant men have helped to set old Ireland free. We wish the parade the best tomorrow. Sorry you can't be there. Just coincided. That was it, as to say. Anyway, do a song, from a Dublin song this time, sent it out to Carmel and Mary Liz Armstrong up there and all our Dublin friends. And I love Jim McCann's version of this called Easy and Slow. It was down by Christchurch that I first met with Annie, a neat little girl and not a bit shy. She told me her father, who came from Dungannon, would take her back home in the sweet by and by. What's it to any man, whether or no, whether I may see or whether I'm true? As she lifted her petticoat, easy and slow, I tied up my sleeve for to buckle her shoe. Down along Thomas Street, down by the Liffey, the sun it was set and the evening grew dark. Along by Kingsbridge and be God in a jiffy, the arms were around her beyond in the park. What's it to any man, whether or no, whether I may see or whether I'm true? As she lifted her petticoat, easy and slow, and I tied up my sleeve for to buckle her shoe. If ever you go to the town of Dungannon, you may search till your eyes they're empty and blind. Be it walking or running, or sitting or standing, a girl like Annie you never will find. What's it to any man, whether or no, whether I may see her, whether I'm true? As she lifted her petticoat, easy and slow, I tied up my sleeve for to buckle her shoe. What's it to any man, whether or no, whether I may see or whether I'm true? As she lifted her petticoat, easy and slow, I tied up my sleeve for to buckle her shoe. Sang it a bit faster than I normally do, but we enjoyed it, and yeah, it rolled along, as I say. Okay, well, we had a lady looking in last week and a few other weeks as well from New Orleans. Valerie is her name, and I'll do the House of New Orleans for her. And thanks for tuning in, Valerie. Appreciate your friendship in our live streams, and greetings from Cork, Ireland, all the way to Louisiana. There is a house they call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many poor boy. God, I know I'm one. My mama was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My daddy was a gambling man way down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and the trunk, and the only time he is satisfied is when he's all drunk. Together. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. Let us tell you children not to do what I have done. Live your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. I've got one foot on the platform and the other foot on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain together. Come on. Oh, there is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. And God, I know I'm That's for you, Valerie. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. We much appreciate it. I know I keep forgetting Eddie Arnold. They're from, I think he's from Missouri, Kathleen. Bluegrass guy. And Eddie looks in very often, and thank you, Eddie. And I look into some of his live streams as well. So these live streams have definitely made us new friends, Kathleen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I suppose there's some positivity coming out of it, at least. And when we get over to different countries. We come visit you all, play for you all. We'll set up some gigs, and there's no stopping us, Kathleen, when we get going. Sure, there's not.
Oh, hopefully not.
Here's one that Ronnie Drew also sang, and the Dubliners had a hit with this in 1967. I was only 3 years old, and Kathleen, you were only 2. As I went home on a Monday night, as drunk could be, I saw a horse outside the door, where my old horse should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me, who owns that horse outside the door? Clap your hands. Where my old horse should be. Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a lovely sound that me mother said to me. This many day I travelled 100 miles or more, with a saddle on the sow, sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Tuesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a coat upon the door, where my old coat should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me, who owns that coat upon the door, where my old coat should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a woolen blanket that me mother sent to me. This many day I travelled 100 miles or more, with buttons in a blanket, sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Wednesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a pipe upon the chair, where my old pipe should be. I called me wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me, who owns that pipe upon the chair, where my old pipe should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a lovely tin whistle that me mother sent to me. This many day I travelled 100 miles or more, with tobacco and a tin whistle, sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Thursday night, as drunk could be, I saw 2 boots beneath the bed, where my old boots should be. I called me wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me, who owns them boots beneath the bed, where my old boots should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. They're 2 lovely geranium pots me mother sent to me. This many day I travelled 100 miles or more, with laces and geranium pots I never saw before. And as I went home on a Friday night, as drunk could be, I saw a head inside the bed, where my old head should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me, who owns that head with you in the bed, where my old head should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a baby boy that me mother sent to me. This many day I travel 100 miles or more, with a baby boy with whiskers on I never saw before. La da da da, diddle dee, I believe do, I believe dum dee dum. Therese, you're looking for a song, and will you dedicate this one to Ben, Kathleen, yeah?
Yeah, if she's happy with that, is she? She'd ask for the other one.
Daddy boy, we'll do 2 of them.
We'll
do one for Ben and one for Therese. And Ben was 84 last
Monday. I think
Happy
on Monday,
birthday,
I think.
Ben. And we'll sing happy birthday first. We'll keep the Danny boy for after, maybe Maze when you're young. I'll see. I'm trying to think which order I'll sing them in. The last one's fast enough though, was it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ben. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ben. Hope you had a good one. And so good as you could, I suppose. And this COVID lark. But anyway, we'll go for Danny Boy, I suppose, and Mates When You're Young after that, if that's okay with you, Therese. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come me back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny Boy, oh, Danny Boy, I love you so. And when he comes and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say and always there for me. And I shall hear those soft you tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be, if you will bend and tell you that you love me. Then I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Especially for Ben. Happy birthday, Ben. Okay, I start the Mates When You're Young, Never Wed an Old Man. It's a bit like the Seven Drunken Nights. There's a moral in there somewhere. And see this thing work again. Just for a bit of fun. Uh-oh. An old man because he's got no fallurum, fall diddle I urine. He's got no fallurum, fall diddle I He's got no fallurum, he's lost his dindurum. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. When we went to bed, hey dindurum da. When we went to church, me being young. When we went to church, he left me in the lurch. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. Because he's got no fallurum, fall diddle I urine. He's got no fallurum, fall diddle I He's got no fallurum, he's lost his dindurum. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. When we went to bed, hey dindurum na. When we went to bed, hey being young. When we went to bed, he lay like he was dead. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. Thus he's got no fallurum, fall diddle I urine. He's got no fallurum, fall diddle I He's got no fallurum, he's lost his dindurum. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. I threw me leg over him, hey dindurum da. Just to oblige him, me being young. Well, I threw me leg over him, damn nearly smothered him. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. Because he's got no fallurum, fall diddle I urine. He's got no fallurum, fall diddle I He's got no fallurum, he's lost his dindurum. So makes when you're young, never wed an old man. When he went to sleep, hey dindurum da. When he went to sleep, me being young. When he went to sleep, out of bed I'd creep into the arms of a handsome young man. And I found his fallurum, fall diddle I urine. I found his fallurum, fall diddle I I found his fallurum, he got my dindurum. Makes when you're young, never wed an old man. That was a great one, great one. And next one is kind of not associated, but it just crossed my mind. It could be, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And I told this story many times before, I'll tell it again. And I came in about bones of 30 years ago from a gig, and just flicking through the 4 television stations we had at the time. I heard the guy, I should, as I say, I keep on meaning to look it up on YouTube. I might find it eventually. I'd say if I saw it, I would recognise this. I had been a big fan of U2, especially their early stuff, and I heard him doing an acoustic version of it. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, and then I started meddling with it myself a few weeks later, and this is the version I came up with, and I've been singing it ever since as an acoustic number. And see what you think of it. I have climbed highest mountain, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. I have run still haven't found what I'm looking for. I have kissed many lips, I felt the healing, fingertips burn like fire, this burning desire. I've spoke tongue of angels, I have held hand of the devil. It was warm in the night, was cold and stone, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. I believe the kingdom come, all the colors beat into one, beat into one. No, I'm still running. Broke the bond, loosed the chain, carried a cross and my shame. I believe it. No, I believe it. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
A few people are finding they're getting interrupted, the streaming, so maybe more people might say it.
Are you?
It seems to be fine on mine, but I can't hear it, you see.
The vocals are being interrupted, or?
I think just the streaming in general.
Okay.
More people might let us know.
Just have, I know you don't have the sound on, Kathleen, so you can't really hear.
I can't hear it, you see. But it seems
to be smooth to you.
Yeah.
I suppose, folks, if there's any of you getting it smooth, it means the problem is not at our side. If everyone is experiencing dropouts or poor reception, let us know. If anyone is getting it right, just let us know, because it's outside our control if one person is even getting it right, because it has to leave here and get to you. It's not leaving right. Could be a problem, could be here. Okay.
seems to be fine in a lot of places. Just the,
It must be confined to
yeah.
the folks who are not getting it. So,
Don't know.
if we get one thumbs up, we're out of trouble here, Kathleen. We'll just keep going because if it's
Thanks, guys, for coming back anyway.
Hey,
I was saying thanks to them for coming back.
Yeah. If one person out there anywhere is getting it, it's at the receiving end, for sure. Okay. I'll do a Cork song this time about some cider that was stored in whiskey barrels, and the whiskey kind of seeped into the cider and made it a bit like rocket fuel, and this is what happened to the one of the particular guys that drank it, and it was affectionately known as Johnny Jump Up. It was even so strong it could arise people from the dead. I'll tell you a story that happened to me one day as I went down to Youghal by the sea. The sun it was bright and the day it was warm, says I, a quiet pint wouldn't do me no harm. I went in and I called for a bottle of stout. Says the barman, I'm sorry, all the beer is sold out. Try whiskey or paddy, 10 years in the wood. Says I, I'll try cider, I heard that it's good. Oh never, oh never, oh never again. If I live to 100 or 110. I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. After lowering a quart I made straight for the yard, where I bumped into Brophy, the big civic guard. Come here to me, boy, don't you know I'm the law? I up with me fist and I shattered his jaw. He fell to the ground with his knees doubled up, but it wasn't I hit him, 'twas Johnny Jump Up. The next thing I saw down in Youghal by the sea was a cripple on crutches, and says he to me, I'm afraid of me life, I'll be hit by a car. Won't you help me across to the railwayman's bar? After lowering a quart of the cider so sweet, she threw down his crutches and danced on his feet. Oh never, oh never, oh never again. If I live to 100 or 110. I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. Well, I went up the Lee Road, a friend for to see. They call it the madhouse in Cork by the Lee. And when I got up there, the truth I do tell, they had the poor bugger locked up in his cell. Says the guard testing him, say these words if you can. Around the rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. Tell them I'm not crazy, tell him I'm not mad. It was only a drop of the bottle I had. Oh never, oh never, oh never again. If I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. Well, a man died in the Union by the name of MacNab. They washed and they laid him outside on the slab. And after O'Connor his measurements did take, his wife took him home to a bloody fine way. But it was about 12 o'clock and the beer it was high. The corpse he sat up and says he with a sigh, I can't get to heaven, they won't let me up till I bring them a quart of the Johnny Jumbo. Oh never, oh never, oh never again, if I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jumbo. Oh never, oh never, oh never again, if I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jumbo. Cork song, send down out to Tyg O'Shea and all the O'Shea family. I know Tyg likes all those Cork songs, and Gypsy Ambush as well, of course, is another Cork song from this evening. And okay, new song for requested by Angela Russell. Her birthday is today, and Angela has been over in Ireland many times and loves singing songs like myself. And this one is one of my favourite love songs. I might have even sang it. When did I sing it? 2 weeks ago, but it's a song that never wears thin. It's a bit like Caroline in the Fall. And I know Eileen O'Mahony down there in Doris likes this one as well, and it brings back old memories to. She always relates the memories to De Lacy House in Cork, and rightly so. That was the ballad house, the folk house in Cork for the ballads, up on the 3rd floor. The only disadvantage is that you had to haul the gear, all the PA gear up the stairs. I don't think had they any lifts, Kathleen? Maybe they had.
Can't remember.
Forget. It seemed like a bit of drudgery at the time, but well worth it. And it's really authentic and a very atmospheric place for the songs. And we'd be passing down Oliver Plunkett Street, and you'd hear the ballads going on upstairs. It was great. It's great. Anyway, this one was written by Barney Rush, and we dedicated it to Angela on her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angela. Happy birthday to you. The song was written by Barney Rush, called Where Is the Ring I Gave to Nancy Spain. Of all the stars that ever shone, above does twinkle like your pale blue eyes, like golden corn at harvest time, your hair. Sailing in my boat, the wind gently blows and fills my sail. Your sweet scented breath is everywhere. Daylight peeping through the curtain of the passing nighttime as you smile. The sun in the sky is like your laugh. Come back to me, my Nancy, linger for just a little while. Since you left these shores, I've known no peace nor joy. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spain? On that day in spring, when snow starts to melt and streams to flow, with the burn birds I'll sing a song. In the while I'll wander down by Bluebell Grove, where wildflowers grow, and I hope my lovely Nancy will return. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. Oh, the portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Where is the ring I gave to Nancy's fame? No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. Oh, the portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Where is the ring I gave to Nancy's fame? Where is the ring I gave to Nancy's fame? Where is the ring I gave to Nancy's fame? Especially for you, Angela, and I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And I know another song that you used to ask me to sing. I'm going to do it for you, called The Rising of the Moon. And we'll do it for you now. And 1798 Rebellion. And Peter, Paul and Mary covered this one, would you believe? And I'm trying to think who covered Easy and Slow. Was it Bob Dylan? Not sure. See, how does this banjo sound? And come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush your vocal, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon, for the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. The pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. And come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. By the low spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One word more for signal token, whistle out the marching tune. Put your pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. Put your pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. Mud wall cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beating by that blessed morning light. Murmurs rang along the valley like the banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon. All along that singing river, that dark mass of men were seen. High above their shining weapons hung their own beloved green. Met to every foe and traitor, whistle out the marching tune. And to Rami boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. Rami boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. Well, we fought for dear old Ireland, full bitter was our fate. Oh, what glorious pride and sorrow fills the name of 98. Yet thank God while hearts are beating now in manhood's lonely noon, we'll follow in their footsteps at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. We'll follow in their footsteps at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. We'll follow in their footsteps at the rising of the moon. You'll enjoy that one as well, Angela. And I'm going to attempt the Ballad of Joe Hill on this machine. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Said I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, said he. I never died, said he. In Salt Lake City, Joe, says I, and standing by my side, they framed you on a murder charge. Said Joe, I never died. Said Joe, I never died. The copper bosses, they shot you, Joe. They filled you full of lead. Takes more than guns to kill a man, said Joe, and I ain't dead. Said Joe, and I ain't dead. And standing there, as big as life, and smiling with his eyes, said Joe, what they forgot to kill went on to organize, went on to organize. From San Diego up to Maine, in every mine and mill, where working men defend their rights, it's there you'll find Joe Hill. It's there you'll find Joe Hill. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. This is a different beast for sure. How does it sound there, Kathleen?
Sounds okay.
Is it balanced alright, was it?
Yeah, it sounds good for me
I'm going to
anyway.
try a bit of distortion on the next one. Okay, we're going to do one from the pen of Phil Coulter and Bill Martin, and again, Luke Kelly. First time I heard that last song was from Luke Kelly, so my rendition was a bit like that, and with Pete Seeger, and many more covered it, of course. Okay. Hand me down my Bible. I've done this one for a long time, Kathleen. Oh, glory, oh, the land of Lord's disciple. Oh, glory, oh, you stand, whoa, shine your light on me. Come on, people, let your life begin. Come on now, let the sun shine in. Come on, people, let your life begin. Let it in, let it in, let it in. Oh, glory, oh, I'm the Lord's disciple. Oh, glory, oh, I'm me down. My Bible, let's go. Oh, glory, oh, I'm the Lord's disciple. Oh, glory, oh, I'm me down. My Bible. I like my liquor and my living hard. May the Lord save my soul. My salvation was a turn of the card. My heart's as black as gold. But everybody's got the right to go wrong. Everybody's got to sing my song. Everybody's got the right to go wrong. Sing my song, sing my song. Oh, glory, oh, I'm the Lord's disciple. Oh, glory, oh, I'm me down. My Bible, let's go. Oh, glory, oh, I'm the Lord's disciple. Oh, glory, oh, I'm me down. My Bible. All in the name of good fun. That made me feel 10 years younger, Kathy.
Why not?
Just wish I was standing up, rocking it out, you know. Dangerous. Getting more dangerous. Anyway, is everyone enjoying themselves?
Yep.
Shlanta Kelleher. Good health to you all, that's what that means. Okay, and the night wouldn't be the same without Caroline in the fall, and send this one out to our neighbour, just down to the end of our lane. There's a new guy after moving into a house there, and his name is Luke, and he's from North Carolina. So the world becomes a smaller place. And I was talking to him this evening. This one's for you, Luke, and Caroline in the fall. Just very apt at the moment. It's probably turning at this stage. Tammy and Margaret, let us know if the leaves are turning colour or are we a little early. All the places I have been to, all the things that I have seen, since I left my home to wander when I was just 15. Though the travelling was easy, still sometimes the road got rough, and by the time that I turned 35, I thought I'd seen enough. But for me to settle down a while was not what God had planned. So one more time I left my home with my suitcase in my hand. Though the journey took me far and wide across the deep blue sea, and now I know since I've been there where I was meant to be. And I've seen sunsets on the ocean, seen the desert bloom, drove the endless highways beneath the prairie moon. Yet the picture in my mind I see when I think about it all is the colour of the leaves in Carolina in the fall. birds sang the songs Duck has told to me, and the things that he would sing about I never dreamed I'd see. In the hills of Carolina, folks have opened up the door, and for the first time in my life I'm not a stranger anymore. And I've seen sunsets on the ocean, seen the desert bloom, drove the endless highways beneath the prairie moon. Yet the picture in my mind I see when I think about it all is the color of the leaves in Carolina in the fall. I see when I think about it all is the color of the leaves in Carolina in the fall. Thank you, folks. Well, we'll leave you with the anthem that we've been singing right through the pandemic, and God's counting on me, God's counting on you. And just to remind you folks, next week we're going to deviate from the normal Saturday night for the first time, Kathleen, I think?
Yeah, first.
Because we're going to a wedding on Saturday, so we're going to do the live stream on Friday, same time, same place, and please tune in, and we'll have another good one. And until then, happy birthday to Angela and also to Ben, and hope you both had a great birthday. And God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Sing this one out to David Sheehan up there in North Cork and all the family. When we look and we see things are not what they should be, God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Now when we look and we see things are not what they should be, God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. When there's big problems to be solved, let's get everyone involved. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. When there's big problems to be solved, let's get everyone involved. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. It's time to turn things around, trickle up, not trickle down. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. It's time to turn things around, trickle up, not trickle down. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. Don't give up, don't give in, working together we all can win. God's counting on me, counting on you. Now don't give up, don't give in, working together we all can win. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. What we do now, you and me, will affect eternity. eternity. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. What we do now, you and me, will affect eternity. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Let's go. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. Now when we sing with younger folks, we can never give up hope. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Now when we sing with younger folks, we can never give up hope. God's counting on me, God's counting on you. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. Hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, hoping we'll all pull through, me and you. Good night, folks. Slánta, Kelleher. Until we see you next Friday. If you're going to tune in next week, it's Friday, not Saturday. Thank you, folks, for tuning in and being with us. We appreciate it very much. From me and Kathleen, good night.